Hi. So I've given you all the information about my journey, how I manifested my dream car. Then I gave you the ways I did it so that you could get it done. Now all you have to do is integrate it. And that seems to be where you are stuck. Integrating your dreams, goals, and desires into your everyday life is an important part of seeing them manifest in that same everyday life. So one of the things that came out of this is that it is so big, I am not deserving. That seems to be the biggest one. This is your biggest stumbling block. You're not deserving. No one can tell you if you're deserving or not but you. Digging deeper, you're expressing that you would be the first person in your family to manifest or to own a luxury car and even to pay for it in cash. And the thought of it is really, really defeating. It is keeping you back. You're stuck. You can't move past that. You think of all the times your father bought a used car, his father before him, and it came straight from the newspaper. And they would be worrying over and over that they hope that car lasts through the winter. You are feeling that who are you to be the first one in your family to own a luxury car and to pay for it in cash, the money you save. That's your stumbling block right now. And one of the things that perhaps you need to do is go to the source. You should perhaps talk to the family. You expressed that you're considering not ever taking that car to the family home or to a family reunion because everybody would be saying who you think you are. That you are the first person in the family to own a luxury car such as this. So I need to ask you that other question. I had to ask you that. Were you the first person that got a university degree? Did they celebrate that? Or did they celebrate the person who did if it wasn't you? And I'm sure they did. So take your dream, your manifestation of that car and see it as getting the first university degree for this family. Another way I recommend you do this is to talk to your father or your mother or whoever it is that always had the used car. And have a conversation with them and tell them how you actually feel. Tell them your burning desire to own this and you have done all the work. You did all the research. You did everything necessary. You put the money aside. You dreamt the dream. And you have that final step and you're stuck. Because you're thinking that you're not deserving since no one before you were able to manifest or drive a brand new car, much less a brand new luxury car. What I know for sure, the same jubilant they felt when they got the university degree, whoever came home with the first university graduate, I believe they will feel the same thing. My reason for saying that is they will feel that they have accomplished something. They gave you the ability to dream bigger than them. And that is what all parents want for their children, is that the children's accomplishment is grander than theirs and theirs pales in comparison to what the children have acquired. So visit your family, sit with your mom and dad, better still take them to dinner and ask them how they would feel if you owned a car and what impact would it have on them? Would it make them feel that they were not successful, that they were a failure? Or would they be angry at you about that? That is the only way you're going to get an answer to enable you to get unstuck. And I have a funny feeling that that answer will certainly get you unstuck. They will be in your corner. The biggest dreams of all parents is to boast to their friends what their children have accomplished or acquired. So why not give them the opportunity to make the choice and the decision? Talk to them first, see what they feel, hear what they have to say, look at their body language, look at their eye, and the truth will be seen there. And this is what I recommend that you do with this. Rather than stay there and saying over and over, I don't feel I'm deserving, it's too big, it's still too audacious, they might look at it as a waste of money, it might be too frivolous. Have a plan. What they might say to you, explain to them you took the journey, you've come to that point, and that is important to you. And let your dad perhaps come with you and your mom to the dealership to experience that part with you. And that too will help take the glue off your feet. That glue of fear, that glue of disappointment, that glue of audacious goal that is too big and you are not feeling worthy of it because no one else has done it before you in your family. And that's what I think you should try. I believe and I recommend you do something along those lines. Get yourself unstuck by talking to the people you fear the most that will cause you to feel that you step out of the family road or map and you're blazing your own trail. Talk to them and hear what they have to say. Now let us look at that thing about the opinion of others. In a way, those two are aligned. But whose opinion matters the most? Who dreamt this dream? Whose version of your future is it? Is it their version or is it your version? What inside of you is burning to make that car becomes a dream, a reality in your life? You were able to dream this thing. You created this need. You set your sail on it. And now you're letting the opinion of others affect you. I too experienced that. I experienced it all the time. When I bought my luxury car, my neighbor said to me, she would never pay more for a car than she paid for her house. Well, then I knew that was her opinion. That was her life. That was her version of her vision of her life and her future and her car. So I told her then she should not. But that wasn't mine. My version of that vision was to pay whatever I felt I wanted to pay for this car. Just like when I bought the house, I paid the price of the time. So I stepped up and got my car because I couldn't let her version or her opinion of what I should drive or not drive affect my decision. And sometimes we have to go back to realize a person speaks their mind. And it's exactly that, their mind. They're free to speak their mind to anyone, but it doesn't make it your mind. It does not become your thought. It's not your roadmap. It's not the rules you must live by. It's all theirs. So that's one way you have to start to analyze it. And they're going to say something. They can't help it. That's human nature. We all make assumptions. We all say what we think is right for us and expect others to follow it. The first thing you will hear in this conversation is, I would not do this. And that's why you have to say, well, that's great. Then don't do it. Because they are claiming that they won't do it. They're not telling you not to do it. They're saying they won't. And even if they dare say to you not to do it, then you can say, well, in that case, do not give me the money to buy it. And that is going to cause them to think. You are free to choose your decisions. You have done the work, you have dreamt the dream, and the rest is up to you to make it happen. Now, funny thing is, sometimes we take those two last things, what I just said, I am not deserving, and I'm afraid of what people will say. And then we have that. That is our very true reasons for not manifesting the dreams. But we look for the weakest link we can find and use that as our main reason. When in truth and in fact, it's not. Your main reason is not time. But you told me it was time. You said, I have no time to do this. I have no time to write in my goal-setting journal about manifesting a dream, goal, and desire so big. I have no time to put the work in. But you do have the time. because you have 14 hours and 1,440 minutes of time, and you require 2 each time you write this dream, goal, and desire down, and you're choosing the weakest thing to make it the most important thing. It's time. So I have a family, Tessa-Marie, the children, my husband. I do not have the time before work to get this done. But I am here to tell you, I sat in your chair. I feel your burn. I know where it hurt. But I wanted that luxury car more than I wanted the burn or the hurt. I know I couldn't live without driving this car. I know I would be unhappy without driving this car. And I would resent everything in my life that I believe that stopped me from manifesting this car. So I decided to get out of my bed before the rest of my household. I got off half an hour earlier, but you can do it in 15 minutes. Set your alarm, crawl out of bed, make your cup of coffee, sit with your goal setting journal and your blue pen, and savor those moments you're going to dream that big, audacious dream. Yes, you have the time. You're choosing what a child chooses. The excuse that children use when they didn't do their homework to say the dog ate the homework, you saying you have no time is the same. That is an adult equivalent of the dog ate my homework. So your biggest excuse is really your smallest excuse. So, and you're using it as your biggest excuse. I have no time. But you have the time, but you do not desire it enough. You haven't tasted it yet. So you have work to do, and the work begins with the time. Take the time to write it down, because you know the other 2 things, I'm not deserving and what will other people think. These are the big things, but you've decided to cover it if I have no time. So what are you truly afraid of? Actually having the car, sitting in the car, smelling the new car smell, driving in the car, having people ask you what year it is. Come on, what is more important to you? Make the time to create the life you desire. Make the time to manifest your dreams. You require 2 minutes each time you write it down. And after a while, you might only require 1 minute. But you must do that if you would like to manifest your dream, your goal, and your desire. This is Tessa-Marie, and I am giving you these tips because that is part of my manifestation journey. I had to do it. I must do it. I had to have it. I must have it. And once I had settled that, I knew I had to do what it was I needed to do to make that dream, goal, and desires part of my life. So if you like this video, subscribe below. So whenever one of these videos are dropped, you will be notified. And stay on track. You're free to contact me, DM me, send me an email, and I'll take you through this journey. I will take you all the way to sitting in that car and feeling good that you have done it. Have fun and have a wonderful day.